What's up, YouTube? Charles Paconis, aka CP here. Should you work a 9 to 5? I did a video a little bit earlier before I went in the gym. The gym helps me sometimes think about a lot of things. I'm able to kind of just reflect and regroup and kind of put things in order when I work out. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy it so much. So I was in the gym and I was thinking about the video I did earlier about is a 9 to 5 becoming a thing of the past? And I wasn't going to do a video on should you work a 9 to 5, until my YouTube channel grew. But I was thinking, you know what? Screw it. I need to do videos on things that I think about sometimes in that moment. So I know a lot of people do videos about this. A lot of people much bigger than I am, much bigger names and more well-known YouTubers than I have done videos on this. But I want to do a video on it now because I've worked a 9 to 5 for the last 12 years. I've got a lot of experience in working 9 to 5s in different industries, and I think you guys could take a lot of useful information out of this video. So, should you work a 9 to 5? Now, if you're young and in college, and by the way, I'm only 32 years old, guys, if you guys didn't know that, but if you're young, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, and maybe you're still in school and you're trying to figure out what the hell you want to do in your life, the only reason you should go work a 9 to 5 in 2017, 2018, and going forward at this point is if you're going to work for that company to learn the trade because you're passionate about it, and then you're going to go break off and do your own thing. That is the only reason why I feel anybody should be working a 9 to 5 anymore. The reason for that is there are way too many ways out there, especially if you're young and you don't have a family, you don't have a lot of bills, maybe you're still living at home. You definitely should be looking at ways to make money for yourself, whatever that may be. May it be online e-commerce or starting your own company out of your house or out of your bedroom or out of your garage. That is where everything is headed. That is, in my opinion, in terms of how much money you could make for yourself, the thing that anybody should be doing. If you go work a 9 to 5 job, you're not making the potential amount of money that you could truly make. And that's honest truth coming from somebody who's worked in a bunch of different industries, from the cellular industry to the automotive industry, finance industry, banking, you name it. I've done a lot of different things. I've specialized myself in sales, and I've done extremely well in sales for myself, and I've made 6 figures, which really today isn't a lot of money, and I'll touch on that later. Even though some people might think it is, it's not a lot of money, guys, and I'll tell you why later on. So, but when you work a 9 to 5, there's always going to be a ceiling as to how much money you're going to be able to make. There's always going to be a ceiling as to how far you can grow within that company. You're never going to own that company you work for. And on top of that, you're building someone else's dream. You're building the owners of that corporation's dream. You're not building your dream. And some people might be okay with that. You might like that security. You might like the fact that you know what your paycheck's going to be every pay period. You might like the fact that, you've got a retirement or 401k, if companies even offer those anymore. Most companies, by the way, guys, don't. So if you don't have a retirement plan going, or you don't know how to set aside for retirement, you're going to be up for a rude awakening when you come to be, 40, 45, 50 years old and you thought you could retire. That's not the case anymore. So if you like that type of security, then yes, maybe that's for you. For most people, even people like myself who've worked a 9 to 5 for the last 12 years, have come to realize that I'm worth more than this. I'm not getting paid truly what I'm worth. You probably get paid 20% what you should when you go work for a company. And I'm not making that number up, okay? Your company probably collects 80% profit off of you. It's probably less than that. You probably actually get paid only 10 to 20% of what you're truly worth when you go work for another company. And I'm just being brutally honest. Whether you want to take offense to that or not, do the numbers. If you work for a company where you have access to see their revenue and how much they actually earn and then what they pay their employees out, do the math. You'll probably get pretty pissed off once you do. I've done it before with companies I've worked for. I've left some companies because of it. So I feel now where I'm at in my life and why I started my YouTube channel is to educate everybody on the truth as to what is really capable out there for yourself, whether you're working a 9 to 5 or you're not working a 9 to 5 yet, and you're looking for a way to make exponential amount of income in a short period of time, but income that's lasting, income that could retire you in 2 to 5 years. And I'm not making that number up either. There are things out there you can do for yourself where if you wanted to, if you busted your butt for 2 to 5 years and gave it 110%, you could realistically be considered retired and not have to do much other than manage whatever it is that you grew, whatever it is you got into that got you to that point. That's it. Who wouldn't want to live a life like that? I know I would. You know, I've got 2 kids, I'm married, I've got a wife, and more than anything to me, being a father is financial security for my family and time freedom and being able to do anything with my kids that I want to. Didn't really have that growing up myself. So, you know, I made it a point to whatever I do in my life, I'm going to do things in a way that is going to be the way that I want to do it, not the way other people want me to do it for whatever reason that may be. But anyways, so going back to, should you work a 9 to 5? So only way you should be working a 9 to 5 is if you're learning that trade at that company and plan on breaking off. I'm not talking about staying there for 10 years and breaking off after that. I'm not talking about, you know, becoming a partner of that company. Most likely that's never going to happen. I'm talking about only if you need to learn what you need to, so that therefore you can go off, do your own thing, and make the true amount of money that you're actually worth. That's what it's about, guys. It's not about, you know, security, even though some people might think that it is. Yeah, and maybe that may have been the case over the last, you know, 30, 40, 50 years, but times are changing. Technology is advancing faster than it ever has in the history of the world. Things are definitely moving at a fast pace. Inflation's inevitable, guys. So getting a guaranteed paycheck at, you know, $60, $70, $80,000 a year, that's not a lot of money. I'm sorry to break it to you, but if you actually look at the numbers on what you need to live on, what you need to retire, you'll probably be pretty surprised as to what that number comes out to be. I think statistically they say nowadays you need about anywhere from, was it $2 to $3 million in retirement accounts to retire comfortably in today's day and age. So if you're making $50, $60, $70, $80,000 a year, you sure as hell, after taxes and cost of living and being able to even put any money away at that amount of income, you're not going to be able to achieve that retirement number probably at all. And if you do, it might not be till you're 60, 70, 80 years old. And why the hell would you want to do that to yourself, guys? Why would you want to put yourself through something like that where you're going to work for hours and hours and hours? Sometimes people even on a salary, you know, they don't work 40 hours a week. You're on a salary. Your bosses know that. They're going to give you 60, 70, 80 hours a week worth of work, especially if you're on a salary. If you're on commission, well, then that's a different story. Your income potential is higher. You typically make more money. Some of the most highest paid people, I think, in the country or the world are salespeople, believe it or not. Some salespeople make more than the owner of the company. But, you know, company owners need salespeople because that's what drives revenue, is good salespeople. So if you are looking to get into an industry where you have somewhat of security, yet you feel like you're your own boss, I would definitely suggest getting into a sales type of job if you're cut out for that. If you're not shy and you don't mind, you know, talking to people, that's going to be something great for you to look into, is getting into sales. But still, even at that, with my 12 years of sales background and being very successful in pretty much every company I've ever worked for in sales, I still knew there was more for me out there. I've debuted in things over the last 5-6 years. Some things worked, some things didn't work, because I knew I didn't want to be an employee for the rest of my life. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And, you know, I made some mistakes when I was young that I'll talk about later on in future videos. We all do. That's part of growing up. So now that I've started my YouTube channel, I'm definitely going to be sharing with you guys what to do, what not to do. So just think about that. If you're thinking about working a 9 to 5, take what I said into consideration, take it to heart, and definitely, if you like this video, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to teach you more, help you grow, help you make the right decisions in life going forward. Again, this is Charles Peconis, aka CP. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I know I am. I just got done working out. I feel great, and I will talk to you guys soon.